Hey guys, it's Bully and it's 2018. Thank you very much for tuning in for the first video of 2018 and Happy New Year to all of you wherever you are. Sorry I've been really quiet on the videos. I have been manic at work before Christmas and then just enjoying some family time. I've been painting like crazy all over the Christmas holidays. And I had a bit of an extended break from my main job, which meant I got a lot of studio time. And having your own studio out in the garden that's insulated and warm and you can come into at any time of the day or night is really great for that. I can't recommend it enough. So I've painted a whole load of stuff. Hello. And I forgot to video it all. So this video is basically first off to say hello to all of the new followers. Thank you very much for subscribing and for taking the time to watch my videos. I promise I will try and do some more. So I thought I would do a bit of a talk through for some of the stuff I've been painting. And as you can see here, you can see a box from the awesome guys at Tiny Leads. Tiny Leads is a Spanish company who make incredible busts and miniatures. One of their sculptors is my friend Antonio, and he originally introduced me to Tiny Leads with, actually if we take you over to all of the cabinets, here you can see the adventurers busts, and when my daughter was sick and fighting cancer, Antonio sent me these awesome busts as a distraction, which was indicative of what an awesome man he is. And they served as a distraction, so nothing can ever take you away from the horror, but actually they were wonderful to paint and a real joy. So I recently finished the final bits of these adventurers, which was just finishing the dwarf. I quickly banged a little bit more sort of cosmos on the wizard and just tweaked the wizard. My friends and judges at Euro told me that the elf was flat and boring, so I tweaked the elf, and I have kept his arrogance and haughtiness but sort of improved and upped the contrast on him. And then the other two you will have seen, I'm sure, countless times before. So what I have been doing from Tiny Leads this time is, if you're a Breaking Bad fan, you have to have these, is the chemical set, which look like, let's put this down here, which look like this. So here you can see May's box art on the cards, and we've got Saul, Jessie, Walt, Christ I don't know the name of the other two, the cop and the Hitman, and then as you can see I've made quite a lot of progress. So Jessie and Walt are finished at this point. Saul will be finished tomorrow morning. I'll do the cop and then the Hitman after that, and then this set will be ready for this year's competition season. So if you give me 1 second, I'm just going to put the video in its mount. Excuse me a second, sorry for the blurriness, so I don't shake when I'm showing you them. There we go. Let's just bring the light down a bit. Lovely. The videos are still refreshingly amateur in 2018. Let's go left to right. So here we have got Saul, and the caricature sculpts on these are just beautiful. And I've had, I think, more fun painting these than I've ever had painting anything, to be quite frank, which is quite a bold statement to say, really, but they're just epic. So what I did is, you can't see as always on my videos because I glossed the eyes you won't be able to see them properly, but all the actors' eye colours are represented in the models themselves. So Saul has got those kind of soft blue eyes that he has in real life. Really high contrast cartoon style on these. Decided I would really push the boat out and have some fun with them. So I need to do more airbrushing videos actually, and a lot of the initial pre-shading for these is done with the airbrush before the brush glazing starts, and that really cut down the time, so I can do a quick video on how to do that moving forward. I think, in fact, just looking at my work in progress cabinet, I've just decided what I'm going to paint next, and I will do some videos on that. So there is Saul. We have now Jessie. Jessie is one of the finished ones, and as you can see, I made some little crystal meth plaques for them. These are gaming tokens from Miniature Art or somewhere like that. I can't remember. And all I've done is just paint in the crystal meth, obviously. But the star of the show is clearly Antonio's sculpt of Jessie, which is just stunning. So freehanded in his sort of very famous grenade t-shirt. He's in his yellow lab overalls, and he's just a really beautiful sculpt. Again, he's got the blue eyes of the actor. He's actually, for once, you can actually see those on a video instead of on a photo. So again, high definition cartoon style. And then if we spin him around, he was a lot of fun to do in terms of his kind of masks and stuff. I was at a loss at how to approach the mask originally, and then I remembered it's cartoon style. So that's where I went with it. I think I've enjoyed painting this one most of all, to be honest. You can probably tell, but these are going to be quite a nice cohesive set, and I'm loving doing them. You got the main man himself, Walt. Again, he's got his blue crystal meth thing. All of them will have, they all do have them at the same height. I've just only painted the two of them that are finished. Tomorrow I'll do Saul's. We'll bring you in on Jessie. He's got the brown eyes of Bryan Cranston. And this is a really awesome sculpt to work on. This one is first for definition and for transitions. It's a joy to work with. It's quite testing. I'm hoping the light isn't washed out too much. They always look better in hand than they do on camera. But keeping the strength of the contrast is quite a challenge. But it gives you so many volumes to play with. It's brilliant, and I really loved doing the shirt. I don't know why, in his little pot belly. So I think that Walt is probably my favourite sculpt. Jessie is my favourite paint, but I really kind of enjoyed this one a lot. He's gonna be lovely as part of the set. I can't remember off the top of my head what this police officer or DEA agent's character's name is, but you can see he's not finished yet. But he's in a fairly advanced stage now, so he will have DEA over his back of his jacket, because I can, and it's funny. And then I'll do some kind of freehands in on the shields, just to bring the detail up. He's got his kind of trademark orangey, reddy shirts that he always wears, and a standard DEA jacket. And again, he's had some really lovely wraparound contrasts on him. So, focus. There we go. I'm just working under his bags under his eyes at the minute with the glazes, just to bring those out, because he's clearly a tired man who's overworked. They always look pretty sinister, don't they, when they've got no pupils in them? I always think that miniatures at this stage, or busts at this stage in particular, look creepy. So I'll pop his eyeballs in tomorrow, which will hopefully bring him to life. And then I'll work more on the textures on the shirt, the badges, and then any free hands on him. And then hopefully I'll be able to work on his black. And then this one will be done. And the one that's got the least done so far, who's got the most to do in terms of glazing, is the old Hitman. Unfortunately, in the fact that his jacket is quite a simple, it's just a simple sort of dark blue, dark navy jacket. The shirt's got its base coat on at the minute. He always wears in the show black or grey. I kind of went green just for a bit of colour variation, to be honest. Obviously, he's going to have a white goatee. This is just the first foundation layers of his hair and his eyebrows, and then you can see on him the transitions aren't yet strong enough. Well, actually, in that angle they look pretty bob on, to be honest, but I need to push the lights a little bit more, and I'll just soften the shadows around here a bit more into the lights, and that's all done with glazing with the brush. But his basic stuff is done. He's got the smallest eyes of any bust, and it is Antonio's style to do really small eyes, but this dude's eyes in particular are small, and there is some slight loose resin flashing that I missed in the eyes. Don't know how that got in there, but it is, when it's not loose, it's attached, so I'm having to do the optical illusion of painting over it. You can probably see that white flick there. I've got to touch that with the eyelining colour. I'll have to do the optical illusion of painting over and around that to hide it, because there's no way I'm carving that out with a knife now. So these Tiny Leads chaps have been an absolute shit ton of fun to paint. So what else am I working on at the minute? Let's just get them out and have a look. Up next we've got another competition piece for this coming 2018 season. This is, I cannot remember the miniature company, and I'm sorry, I'll find out and put it in the comments, because they deserve their dues. I picked this up at Salute, I think, and I think it's called a Berserker. The actual piece is called the Berserker, but so far I'm working on his face and just getting the kind of face done first, and I'll mask all that off, and then I'll focus more on the leather work and everything else. As you can see, just the base coats are down. I have already on this deer, I've already struck this deer about 4,000 times with lines to push the contrasts, and as you can see, I probably need to push it another 4,000 to 5,000 strikes to build the hair up to the light grey that I need, which, while soul destroying, is at least, you know, a bit of commitment as a painter. This is going to be a long piece to do. He's quite big. If I put my thumb in for comparison, you can see I've been painting today. Painter's thumb. We've clearly all got that. And he's got another hand that comes down here with another axe. He's a big beastie of a man. So he is for me, and then let's see if I can find Blackleg. Here he is. Another competition piece for the 2018 season I am working on is Blackleg, who is again from Tiny Leads, sculpted by Antonio, and he is a pig knight, because of course you get pig knights. So what I've done is banged up a little kind of ruined fortification castle thing here. My friend Dave at JMD built the blue foam background for me. I sort of sent him a plan and he built and sculpted that up for me. And I have just started to map the colours on it, just to put some lights on it, just give me a guide, but that's got hundreds of hours worth of work in it yet. And then if we look at the actual pig himself, it's another typically amazing Antonio sculpt. I have drilled in and made these crossbow bolts that are sort of bedded in his shield. That is just panel pins with plastic hard fletching. Literally, that's what it is. I mean, you can even see the points sticking through, and they are just typical panel pins. But I just wanted to add a bit of a kind of dimension to the model that wasn't there, and just some other stuff to take the eye. So the armour on this is well underway, as you can see. I'm kind of going for one of the old enamelled German style armours, which is a decision I wish I hadn't made, but when it's done it'll be worth it. And he's only just got a base coat and a glaze on for his skin, and actually the reason I said I know what I'll paint next is I'll do a video on this and I'll airbrush this up, so I'll mask all this off. I'll start again on the pig's head, and we will do him together, and we'll run through how to, because he's got some lovely volumes that we can really play with, and it's past time I did some airbrushing tutorial videos again. So assuming everybody who watches and takes the time to actually make this channel relevant agrees that that's a good thing, then I'll do a video on it. In fact, you know, what people never do is comment on what they would actually like to see. I appreciate that whilst it's a relatively small number of followers, I think it's, I don't know, 300 now, maybe, something like that. I very much appreciate the people who do take the time to follow my work, and give me somebody to talk to when I'm alone in the studio. So leave me some comments on what you'd like me to see, what you'd like to see me do. These are the last two of the adventurers busts. So you got the knight with his little kiss. This knight is modelled entirely. The actual sculpt isn't, but the paint job is modelled entirely on my friend Alfonso Gerardes, or Banshee, who is a typically dashing ladies' man. And loves that kind of debonair swagger. So I basically used Alfonso as the inspiration for this particular piece, and I think it suits him very well. And then the Barbarian was the first one I ever painted, and then I've added a whole load to and tweaked and tweaked and tweaked and tweaked and tweaked. But as Alfonso himself would say, finished not perfect. So the Adventurer's bust set I am going to retire now. As in retire from painting. So these will do, okay, one round at a competition circuit, this year, and then they will go, and I'll either sell them on or give them to somebody or give them to my old man. But it's a really lovely little set. Gosh, as a set, they do look good, these busts, don't they? All right. So listen, it's 2018. There's a whole year of painting ahead for all of us. Those of you who take the time to watch, thank you. I really look forward to doing more videos for you. I'm going to bob on now, and I'm going to do the eyeballs on the cop, I think. And then I'm going to go in and drink so much wine I go blind and watch some Peaky Blinders. So have a lovely evening, and I will be back, I promise, within the next week or so with another video, and actually I'll try and make it airbrushing. If there's something you want to know about airbrushing, then shout out and ask. Cheers. Bye.